Hi all, today we are going to discuss about modified differential protection of alternators. This is used to protect against the phase faults and ground faults in the stator winding, and for inter-turn faults a different protection scheme will be used, so that we are going to discuss in the coming lectures. So it is general practice to use the neutral resistance earthing in order to avoid the adverse effects of the earth fault currents. Because of the earth fault currents, if the heat produced is so much high, that may damage your laminations as well as the winding, so which needs complete disconnection of your supply, and it will take so much time as well as money for repairing it, which is not acceptable. That's why in order to limit the fault current, we will go for the neutral resistance. These things we have already seen in our first lecture of our alternator protection schemes. So due to this, the fault current will be very less when the fault happens near the neutral point, as the voltage will be less. So let us see what does this statement mean. So to understand this statement, so I am taking the case of an alternator. Let us assume the alternator is made with these many turns like this. This is any one phase of the alternator. Similar is the case, there will be multiple phases will be there. So these are my three phases, and this is connected through some ground resistance, some resistance. Generally this value of resistance is far high when compared to the impedance of this winding. So let us assume this point I am taking as a reference point, or 0 volts. So at this point the volts will be 10 volts with respect to this reference. So the voltage will goes on increasing as we go away, because the windings are connected in series. Let us assume the voltage output of your alternator is 200 volts. Let us take one example. So now if the fault happens near to the neutral point, so in that case the value of the fault current will be equal to, because this will return back through this ground resistance, agree with me? So this will be equal to 10 divided by the resistance plus impedance of your circuit. Generally the resistance is very high when compared to the impedance of this winding, so I am neglecting it. So it is about 10 divided by R. Let us assume if the fault happens here at the terminal. So in this case what will be the fault current? Fault current will be equal to 200 divided by R. You can see there is a wide variation of the fault current depending on where the ground fault happens inside the stator winding. Getting this one? So now coming to the differential protection. So differential protection, what we do? We keep a CT here, another CT will be connected here, and these two CTs are connected in circulating current scheme. That means the current that is produced by one CT will circulate through the second one, and generally your relay coil will be connected between these two at equipotential point. So now what happens when the fault happens in the external circuit? These are called as the throw faults. There the problem comes. So generally practically no two CTs can have the exactly same characteristics, and the difference in the characteristics will have the effect as the value of the fault current is increasing. So for the case of throw faults, particularly for high value of the faults, so one CT saturates before the second CT. So the current produced by this CT, so let us take for example this is I1, this is I2, both currents will not be same. So the difference of these currents, because I1 will not be equal to I2. So because of this, I1 minus I2 will pass through your relay, and your relay should be such that it will not mal-operate during the throw faults. So automatically the current setting that is required for our relay should be kept at a more value, so that it will not mal-operate. But the problem is, because of this setting, so if the fault happens near the neutral point, so that current will be very less, that is not going to sensed by your relay. So that's why in this modified differential relay, we are taking care of that problem by adding one more element, that is the earth fault relay is added. But at the same time, I don't want to increase my relay elements, because here generally for the case of differential relay we have seen in last class, 3 relays are used. Using 3 relays only I am going to get the new modified differential relay. Only by using 3 relays, 2 relays will be set to operate corresponding to the phase faults, and 1 relay will set to operate corresponding to the earth fault. So this will be the construction of the modified differential protection. So this is my alternator winding. These are my 3 CTs. So at the equipotential point, so the relay relay coil should be connected. So 2 phase fault relays are used here, A and B. These are used for protection against the phase faults, and one balancing resistor will be used. The impedance of the balancing resistor will be exactly equal to the impedance of the relay A and relay B, so that it will be always balanced. That care will be taken care. And from the star point or the joining point of these 2 relays and the resistor is connected to the earth fault relay. Generally this earth fault relay is designed to operate for about 20% setting, whereas the phase fault relays are used for operating at a higher values, more than 50% of the setting, or when the difference is there, because whenever the phase faults are there, generally the magnitude of current will be very high, even we can set more than the rated value of the current. Getting it? Now let us see how this relay will operate, and by using only two relays, how we can protect against the phase faults, and using the earth relay, how the earth faults are detected, and how it will differentiate between the faults that are happening with zone and outside the zone, that we are going to see. So in order to analyze that, let us take the case of one external fault. So I am taking some external fault is there. So this fault is associated with the ground. So fault current, how it will pass? It will pass through this one and it will return back through ground. Getting this one? So this is my fault current. So this fault current is passing through this relay as well as this relay. Agree with me? So this is the fault current that is supplied by these two relays. Because of this, the currents are induced in the secondary side. This current is equal to I1. This current will be equal to I2. And because the same value of the current is passing through both the CTs, so automatically I1 will be equal to I2. When I1 is equal to I2, the no current will pass through your relays. That means no current will pass through your relay coils, so your relays will not operate. That means whenever there is some external fault, your relay coils are not operated because all the CTs are affected in the same magnitude. That means whatever is the current here, the same fault current will pass here also. So as it is same, so it is not going to affect your operation. So let us see the case if the fault happens internal to the alternator. So for the case of internal faults, so let us first start with the phase fault. So let us assume there is some phase, one phase to the ground. So when the phase to ground fault happens, the current will return back to this one. Agree with me? So current will return back like this. Agree with me? So whenever it is passing, this fault current is supplied by this CT and not by this CT. So whatever is the fault current, let us take for example, this is my IF. So this IF is only supplied by this CT but not by this CT. Getting this one? So as the fault is only here, so this current is passing from here. So here the current I1 comes and here the current I2 comes. So the difference of these two currents, so this I1 minus I2 will pass through this relay. So similar way, let us assume the current passing through this one is equal to IY and current passing through this one is equal to IB. So they are not going to pass any current. So generally I told you that when the fault happens near to the neutral point, the magnitude will be very less. So as these phase fault relays are designed to operate for higher value of fault currents, even though this fault current is passing through them, they are not going to operate. Then how it will operate? So this current, because here you can see the star point at this point, this sum of the currents will pass through this one, or we can tell that whenever the fault happens, the fault can be resolved into three components. One is positive sequence component, negative sequence component and zero sequence component. Generally, the positive and negative sequence components are displaced by 120 degrees. So the net sum will be equal to 0. The zero sequence component will not add up to 0 because they are displaced by 0 degrees. So zero sequence component will pass through this. So here what will pass? So the zero sequence component will pass. So whenever the fault is associated with ground, so this involves the zero sequence component also. So this will involve both positive, negative and zero sequence components. This zero sequence component will pass through your earth fault relay, and as the earth fault relay is set to operate for the lesser magnitude of currents, so earth fault relay will detect your phase faults. That means we can tune the value of earth fault relay for any value and we can protect nearly 85% of your winding can be protected. So using this earth fault relay, nearly 85% of winding can be protected. So that is the advantage of providing the earth fault relay. So let us see the case of phase to phase fault. So what is going to happen? So let us again take, there is some phase to phase fault that happens between these two phases. So there is a phase fault. So because of this, what happens? The fault current will pass like this and it will return back like this. Agree with me? So that means here the fault current is passing like this, and in this CT the fault current will return back because it is between two phases. So whenever any phase to phase fault happens, as it is not associated with ground, only the positive and negative sequence components only will be there. So now coming to these relays, so the correspondingly the currents are induced in this. So in this relay, the current will pass like this one because this current will come here. this is my fault current, and in the second one the fault current will be in opposite direction. That means this is my direction of the fault current, or we can tell your fault current will pass like this. This is my direction of the fault current. So the fault current will pass through this relay, relay A, and through the balancing resistor it will return back. As it is passing through the relay, and particularly whenever the phase fault comes, the magnitude is very high, so this phase fault relays will operate. So phase fault can happen between the R phase and Y phase, then relay A will operate. So relay A will operate for phase fault between RY, that means R phase and Y phase, or the phase fault that is happening between R phase and B phase. In that case also it will operate. So now coming to coil B will operate for the phase faults between B phase and the Y phase and the B phase and the R phase. So for these faults, for these phase faults, the respective relay will respond. So we can tell that the phase fault can happen between R phase to Y phase to B phase, or B phase to R phase. In all the cases, at least one of these two relays, that means relay A and B, will operate, so the relay will trip. So now coming to this junction, at this junction point, because the sum of the positive or the negative sequence components will be equal to 0, so no current will pass through this earth fault relay. So through this, the current will be equal to 0. So what is the reason? Since 0 sequence component of current is equal to 0. So that's why it is not going to pass through this and it will not operate. So in this way, we can conclude that this modified differential relay uses only 3 coils. 2 coils are designed to operate for the phase faults where the magnitude will be very huge and they will not mal-operate due to differences in the CT characteristics. And the earth fault relay is used to operate during the earth faults, because during any earth fault the magnitude will be less, but the advantage is we are going to take the advantage that involves the 0 sequence component. So we know in a star connection the sum of the currents will be both positive and negative sequence current will be equal to 0, and 0 sequence component total sum will not be equal to 0. So that component of current will pass through your earth fault relay. So your earth fault relay can be designed to be so much sensitive to protect nearly 85% of your coil. So we cannot protect the 100%. The reason is if you are setting it for a small, very small value, so because of the spurious inputs or some type of faults, so which may be transient faults, so for that also it will operate. So that leads to the problem. So that's why these are designed to operate up to 85% of the winding will be protected. I hope the modified differential protection of the alternators is completely clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you very much.